Now, if I told you that Israel was one of the biggest players in the automotive market today, you'd probably look at me like I was crazy. In fact, if you're old enough, you might remember when the first and only foray into Israeli automobiles was something called the Susita, which was this horrible piece of work that there are videos of it being eaten, literally eaten by camels. But things have changed quite a bit since a few decades back. Now, automotive industries is not really about steel or vehicles anymore. It's all about software, and that's a place where Israel is king.
Interestingly enough, Israel was never considered an automotive giant of any kind, as long as automotive was about manufacturing, okay, and stamping of steel. But once cars began to be perceived as computers on wheels, then we know computers, right? So Israel became a giant in automotive, and it's going to be more and more so.
So you really get some sense of that all around me here. You can see, sure, some of the vehicles, but it's all about the software. 600 companies are in attendance, and that's a colossal part of Israel's economy when you get right down to it, because the foreign investment is number 4 in the world. $6 billion are rushing into Israel for this market, and that's right behind the United States, the UK, and China. When you put Israel, a small country of 10 million people, in the same category as the world's superpowers and former superpower, well, that's a pretty big shoe to fill, all things considered. So the question is, can Israel do it? Well, let's take a quick look at some of the things that are on display here today.
This is our micro radar that we developed specifically for the power two-wheeler market. The size, power, cost, it's tailored for the low displacement, low cost platforms, and it allows us to integrate it pretty much anywhere we want. It's got a huge field of view. It's small. It can go anywhere you need to on the vehicle. So you can see it here mounted on the tail of a moped. It's also on the tail fender of a scooter, of a kick scooter, and also on the helmets. So we're not limited, and I think that's really important when you're dealing with such a broad market like powered two-wheelers. Having that flexibility is really critical.
So really, it's not just automotion. It's software, artificial intelligence, and not just cars anymore either. It's any aspects of the road or transportation that can be turned into a technological solution. When you have this many people with this much technical expertise in one country, well, someone's going to find a winner.